Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I finally have a new video for you guys. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I've just been very busy with schoolwork and dedicating my time to projects and assignments and meeting deadlines. I've even had to pull an all-nighter for this semester. I've pulled several of them actually. But the semester is coming to an end pretty soon. I still have some more projects to finish, and I even have a final to prepare for. But I hope that once the semester ends, I will get the time to create some videos and some creative content and art for you guys. Lots of art, or a fair number anyway. So yeah, I hope that once the semester ends, I will be able to get to do that. So this video should be pretty interesting because leading up to today's video, I took the time to practice with some new tools and new materials and introduce some new mediums into my life and trying to get to know them better. I'm even using a new editing software. I used to use iMovie before, but as I was editing a Halloween makeup video, iMovie just decided to stop working, I guess. To this day, I still don't know what happened or why it stopped working, but I just took it as a sign that maybe it's time to upgrade my editing software, so I did. And now I am using Adobe Premiere Pro. It comes in the Creative Cloud package that Adobe offers, or you can get it as a solo app instead. I'm still trying to get used to the editing software. This is only my second time trying to get used to the software, so I am going to try and practice with it more because it is going to be my video editing software from now on. So when it comes to the new products that I've been using and loving, I now use Winsor & Newton Pro markers. I had ordered these just in time for Inktober, so I got to use these for 31 days straight, and it's been a great experience so far. Because I'm trying out these new markers, these are built differently than what I'm used to. I feel like I discover new methods and new ways to create my work. For example, I don't do the line art first anymore when it comes to using these markers. I just find that the ink in the markers are so wet that the line art smudges. I'm pretty sure that's only because of me, because of my skills, but you know, that's what art is all about, discovering new methods and, you know, learning and growing and, you know, figuring out different ways that you end up falling in love with, you know what I mean? And also I figured that doing the shading and the I guess the detail work, I guess you could say, when it comes to coloring first before the flat colors. What I mean is doing the define and the values first before, as the first step, is a lot easier for me to blend the colors together, because I'm pretty sure you've seen several reviews on Pro markers and they pretty much all say the exact same thing. I realized as I was doing my own research is that the quality is great, but the idea that these don't have a brush tip instead kind of makes it a little bit hard to blend, because the brush tip makes a big difference, and it's just more common and a lot easier to blend the colors together, you know what I mean? Winsor & Newton does have a brush marker line, you know, but they don't come in as many colors as the Pro markers do. The brush markers only come in 72 colors, whereas the Pro markers come in 148 colors. But I mean, you really have to play with the materials that you're using, so you really have to practice and really get to know them so that you can, you know, adhere to the methods and to the ways that you create as an artist. You know what I mean? I really hope that I'm making sense, because it makes sense in my head. I hope that it makes sense to you. The other thing that I feel like I should mention is that the inks in the markers are so wet that it's able to warp the paper just a little bit. I mean, the paper that I'm using isn't really the best quality. I use the Canson XL mixed media paper pad. It's the one where you can use markers, pencils, inks, like pens, and watercolors. It's okay, but the paper is thin enough that the inks bleed through the paper, or I should say the markers are wet enough that it bleeds through the paper. You know what I mean? I should also mention that the inks are wet enough that it kind of distorts the paper a little bit. Not as much as if I were to use watercolors, but because I like to overlay and do several layers to blend and, you know, get the color to be one flat even tone, that I did notice that it does distort and warp the paper a little bit. But it does depend on what paper you use. If you use a thick enough paper, then you won't see it warping, and I read that there is a difference in the marker pigmentation when you use a much better paper. So in addition to Pro markers being my new baby, my new child, I also decided that I wanted to get into dip fountain pens and calligraphy inks. As I was shopping for art supplies for class, I decided to pick up this speedball pack of 2 pen handles. I don't know what they're called, but 2 nib holders and 6 nibs. I kind of regret buying the pack because I don't even use half of the pack. It comes with 2 nib holders. One is pretty thick and it's a lot thicker, and one is super thin and small, I guess for smaller, finer details. It feels weird in my hand, the thinner pen, so I don't even use it. I think I used that like once since I bought it, so the fact that I don't use that, I use only half of the set, I kind of regret buying it. I should have bought one sturdy, thicker nib holder. Also for smaller details, because I don't use the smaller dip fountain pen, I use the Pilot G-Tech in the size 0.25. I am still trying to get used to the inking process. I did make a pretty big mistake. It's not that big of a deal, at least not to me now. As I said before, I am a pretty impatient person when it comes to my artwork, especially when it comes to drawing. I don't know how it happened, but I got some ink on the side of my palm, and I end up smudging the side of his face right there. And I tried to fix it, and it kind of went downhill from there. I think I'm just treating my nibs very poorly. So, I mean, I'm still getting into practice, still trying to get used to things. So yeah, as I said before, things started kind of going downhill that I ended up missing the details, but I'll show you the details after the picture is done. I was kind of disappointed that I kept messing up, but I wanted to say that even if you do mess up, you kind of have to go forward and keep going with the motions, you know what I mean? You kind of have to see where things take you. Even if certain things are going wrong, you kind of have to see where they go and keep going further till you actually finish. So I say that because once I did finish, the more that I look at the picture, the more I actually end up liking it. So that was my piece of advice for this video and for today. And with that, I have to say that is the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, feel free to contact me. I will leave all of my social media in the description box. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!